Probably many of us have found ourselves at least once in our lives in an unusual and dangerous place. But hardly any of them compares with the place that Richard Harris, an ordinary accountant from New York, had to be in. The man had been swallowed by a huge anaconda, and what happened to him next was simply unbelievable. It all started when Harris decided to make some money. The New York zoological community promised $50,000 to anyone who goes in search of an anaconda and catches it. Richard decided that for such a sum of money, even the biggest risk could be taken. The man watched several videos that explained the habits of these primate creatures, packed his backpack, and went for the easy money. Richard thought he was fully prepared for the fight ahead. He had no idea that in a short time he would go from hunter to prey. The boat Richard had rented proved to be a branchy and unreliable one, as he became convinced on the first day of his journey. The oar broke and debris severely injured the man's arm. To ease the pain, Harris lowered the injured limb into the water. This is when things began to happen that Richard was completely unprepared for. His immersed hand instantly became piranha bait, and within seconds, Harris was missing his thumb. Panic-stricken, Richard rocked the boat and the vessel capsized. Fortunately, the man made it ashore almost unharmed. On land, examining his wound, Harris thanked God for the miraculous rescue and at the same time cursed himself for carelessness and overconfidence. The bookkeeper was sure all the bad stuff was over, but alas, the worst was just beginning. Quite nearby in the lower branches of a tree lurked a huge anaconda, which certainly wasn't going to become anyone's prey. And it had its own plans for the incoming hunter. The snake attacked first, and Harris decided to use a trick he had heard about in one of the videos he had watched. It said that if the boa constrictor attacked, the man had to lie on the ground and pretend to be dead. And when the snake starts to swallow his lower limbs, hit him with a sharp object. Such advice could only be given by someone who had never once in his life encountered an anaconda. But Harris would not have put it to the test anyway. As the man was fleeing the piranhas, he lost his only knife in the water. His hope of rescue was fading by the second. As a rule, before a snake swallows its victim, it wraps itself around him and squeezes him until he is unconscious. But the anaconda that caught Harris decided that the man was already completely exhausted and could easily be swallowed alive. Richards resisted to the last, but still did not escape the fate of being almost completely inside the snake. Thereafter, he lost consciousness from suffocation. When Harris woke up, it was already smirking. The man examined his body and found no injuries other than burns from the snake's stomach juice. Richard was at a loss as to who his savior was. After recovering somewhat from his shock, Harris examined the battlefield and saw the paw marks of a large cat on the ground. The anaconda was most likely attacked by a leopard or panther, and to escape, the snake quickly spit out its swallowed prey. Soon the man was returning home. He reread the advertisement for the reward for catching the snake once more and found that the offer had long since expired. This story teaches us not only that one should always pay close attention to the terms of the deal that comes up. Before you take on any business, assess the risks and consider your real opportunities. And remember, reality is almost never what we imagine it to be. If you enjoyed this amazing story, please like it, write your comments, and share this video with your friends.